Hey, it is an all new drinks to words by. Uh, we went through some technical. We were as everything. We were gonna go about an hour ago, and sometimes gear just is weird. You can prep for everything, but when you're like me and you're doing multiple things, um, yeah, the gear just I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. So we're not really kind of doing it virtually, but we're doing is some kind of third way for us to put out the show on in the YouTube. But we'll see. We'll see if that makes it. But for sure, audio will be happening today. So yeah, I mean, no one. And here's the thing: nobody knows. When they get the show, they just get the show. They don't know all the underlining things that happen before the show and all the little quirks that kind of go through.
Like forcing people to move from their seats or something.
It is absolutely crazy. But let's get along with the show. And what are we going to be drinking today, David? Or is it already done? Have you already joined? It's because you've been waiting.
Well, yeah, I started this a while ago. I've been slowing, so it's pretty fucking warm now as a beer, and on a warm day, it's not cool. I'm drinking the same beer I normally drink on here, the 9.9 Tropical Beer Hug. It's an Imperial IPA.
Okay, you're quite fond of that one. I see.
More bang for the buck at that point.
I got with me the last. I had it over there, but I have the last of uh the mules that we purchased at the 99-cent store. Like when was that?
God. It's been a while.
Yeah, did the ice melt? No, there's still some ice. Yes, and I got this, but I figured out a hack. Okay, if you're gonna get one of these cheap mules, get bitters if you don't already have it, and put it in there, and it really spruces it up.
All right.
And always add more vodka.
Here we go. The new drinks to words by Drink Hack.
Yes. Don't drink without it. And it really makes it a lot better, you know. And I'm not expecting everyone to carry bitters on them, but I think bitters is one of those tools that you don't always need, but you should have it just in case you need it.
Yeah.
Do you have bitters?
I do not have bitters. I do have simple syrup, but I don't have bitters.
I told you about my simple syrup hack. If you don't have simple syrup, you should always have some sort of maple syrup, right, for your pancakes. Everyone loves pancakes or French toast or whatever, so everyone should have that. So that's another good hack for you. But cheers to us finally getting the show started.
I'll change later. Which do you prefer? Waffles, French toast, or pancakes?
French toast. I'm a French toast man. Absolutely love French toast.
Are you a purist, or do you like the occasional encrusted French toast?
Encrusted?
Well, yeah, like some people like. You've never had French toast with and it's covered in fresh cereal.
No, I've only had it like at Denny's or IHOP or what's the Norms, you know?
Yeah, they started exploring new shit with that.
Really?
You expand horizons. You had have some fruity pebbles encrusted French toast or something.
Okay, no, I have not done that. Would I be into that? Probably not. The French toast is already perfect as it is. It doesn't need the other accoutrement.
Well, does the bread matter?
It's so weird. Maybe it does. I don't know because I get it from the same kind of places that all pretty much have Cisco. The more and more I get into this whole cooking thing, especially like where I work and stuff, the more and more I notice that every restaurant gets all their supplies from essentially the same supplier, Cisco. So
they're like one of the top companies and stuff. I worked there briefly. Worst job I ever had.
What would you do there? Now, for those that don't know what Cisco is, we gave you a quick thing, but it's essentially a restaurant Amazon.
Like, yeah, yeah. That's a really great way of putting it. It's like it's an online distribution place, or it's a distribution place for restaurants, but not just restaurants. Because when I worked there, I was an order selector, so I would pick orders for places, and I would laugh because I'd pick the same ingredients that went to a elementary school that went to a prison, or or a Mimi's Cafe.
Yeah.
So it was like, yeah. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's the thing. The thing.
definitely. And we get truckloads of stuff like every week. We get 2 deliveries a week, and it's when you're buying in like massive bulk. That
Yeah,
this place is good. And if you'll notice, if you ever go to a restaurant, just always look for a big rig, and if it says Cisco on it, they're getting a delivery, and that's where they get all, like the majority of their food. Everybody at least in Southern California uses Cisco, so it's a pretty major deal here in Southern California. They do beer and they do wine, but their beer selection is not like something I would ever recommend, and their wine selection is pretty garbage. It's just like basic, you know, stuff. And I was like, man, you guys are Cisco. You guys are supposed to have all the good stuff, but this is the one stuff that I found that you guys just don't have a good kind of deal on, because that's why there's liquor reps and beer reps and all that, because they got the good stuff for restaurants. So just little things for you guys to know right here on Drinks to Words By. So what's new with you, David?
Uh, Nothing. It's kind of the just trying to get through this heat wave, man. This shit has been ridiculous. It's been god awful. I hate summer. I hate the heat, and it sucks. Just fucking sucks. That's the simplest way I can put it. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, for those that do not live in Southern California, we just got this massive, crazy heat wave where it was, at least in the San Gabriel Valley, it would easily get to 110. I'm talking Riverside numbers. You know what I mean? Like it's like Riverside and the San Gabriel Valley are like neck and neck tight for like who could be the hottest place on the planet, essentially. And I'm so glad that I don't live there. Yeah, and I'm so glad that I don't live there anymore. Don't get me wrong, I still love the San Gabriel Valley. However, um, yeah, it's a way cooler here in Inglewood. And I just went through 6 or 7 days of heat, and that was enough for me. I was like, I'm already over it. Sleeping was like so hard for me, and I had the fan, my ceiling fan went plaid. Okay.
It's not too bad. Hey, Rashawn's by a week.
Yeah. That's how fast my fan was fucking spinning. So I was just trying to, and what sucks is when you got that fan hitting you and it's hot, like my sleep was just absolutely an atrocity. I try to get at least 8 hours a day of sleep at least, but I was clocking in maybe 5 hours of sleep. So I was not happy. What was that?
You're just so uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah. But luckily, at least here in beautiful Inglewood, California, it's overcast. My favorite of all the types of weather is overcast. So it's perfect, and it's just a little humid. I
Yeah,
want to
it
say.
was terribly deceptive. Like I woke up and I saw rain, and I was like, ooh, because your first thought is, ooh, rain. It's cool, a nice little breeze. It was horrible. I opened the window and immediately shut it, going, "This sucks." It was muggy and humid. It was hot. It's raining and hot. It's like, dude, this is the wrong coast, the wrong area of the states for this fucking weather. It was horrible. And then, not to mention, you say Inglewood. I was in Long Beach on Thursday. I was working the NFL kickoff.
Yeah, let's talk about that really quick. That is such a cool thing, bro. I mean, we're not into sports, but it's sports related. But
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to see the guy that kicked it. Who is this guy? Do you know anything about this guy?
I didn't. I didn't. So I was working transportation. Like for the company where I work, when I'm doing the NFL stuff, I don't do security. I do transportation. So I was literally like uh the traffic cop. You know, like I was like, where you go? Stay. This you guys go. Like I was literally traffic control and the long day. It was Long Beach, and it was like 97 degrees in Long Beach. There's no sea breeze or anything. It was fucking hot and humid and gross. Just gross. They had J Balvin as the artist that did a little concert and stuff. But other than that,
Have you heard of J Balvin? I've never heard of this guy
yeah,
before my entire life.
really.
Yeah, and I was just like, who is this guy? I'm like, what? I'm like, where are they getting these unknown people?
So if you're not into Latin music and reggaeton, then it doesn't. Yeah, you're probably not gonna know. He's pretty famous. It's not the first time I've worked in an area where he was at. I actually when I was working at the observatory, he did a performance there, uh, and then yeah, it was just like I said, it's miserable. I mean, would I do it again? Yes, because it's good money, but it was so so uncomfortable.
Yeah, the
Sunburned. I'm actually surprised I didn't get more sunburned. I was like every hour, 2 hours, just more sunscreen, more sunscreen. I was all over it.
yeah, I noticed in the background, when they were showing that he had balloons, and these balloons look like the Charger guy. And you, of course, I've taken you to SoFi Stadium to see the Chargers when they beat the Browns, and
uh, yeah, because the fucking bad calls that they were doing.
what? But
Yeah,
anyway,
I literally asked everybody around us, tell me that was PI, and everybody just stayed quiet. I'm like, exactly.
semantics. But didn't the guy's balloons look like the Chargers kind of mascot emoji guy or whatever?
Oh, I think it was just because you think it looks like a bolt, but it was more just you know, just a squiggly line. Like so
Those look like bolts to me. That's why I was like, oh my god, I think he's secretly a Charger fan.
yeah.
But speaking of Latin performers, I got to see Pepe Aguilar. Uh, yeah, it was for my mom's birthday. My brother was like, "Hey, why don't we just take the entire family and surprise mom and take her to a Pepe Aguilar concert?" And he's like, "Would you be down to go?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I haven't seen Pepe Aguilar ever." And like it's been forever since I've been to like a Spanish concert as well, because usually when I go to a Spanish concert, it's usually a rock. I'll go see the Caifanes, but usually it's like at the House of Blues, or you know what I mean. It's a little small venue, but this was, and he was playing in Orange County, and I was like, "What? This is weird." I'm like, "He's not playing in LA, but he's playing in Orange County." I'm like, okay. So at the Pond. And so I was like, okay, yeah, we'll go. And so part of the whole thing was, we weren't telling my mom about this. So it was real hard when my mom was like, so what plans are we doing for my birthday? And I'm like, I'm like, oh, I gotta work. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. We're gonna do something the next day, and she's like, okay. So we had this whole entire plan. And so then my brother added to the fuel of like, okay, let's all now. He's like, you don't have to, but let's all try to meet up at a restaurant and surprise her like that. And then we'll double surprise her by saying, and we're all going to the concert. So I was like, okay, I got nothing to do that day. Let's do it. I was already in for the concert, so I was like, okay, let's do you know, the restaurant. We went to BJ's, by the way, out there in Orange County. And so
The one in Brea?
no, I forgot where it's at, but it's super close to the Pond, like really close, like 8 minutes away. Um, and I don't know if like moms are genuinely gullible or moms just want to be gullible in general. And if you're a mom, let us know. Email us drinkswordsby@gmail.com. Or if you want to be a mom, let email me personally. drinkswordsby@gmail.com. Attention, Albert.
Or I am a child. Or I am a
Yeah.
child.
So, I park at the restaurant and I'm walking in. As soon as I'm walking in, or like right by the door, my mom sees me. She's like, Albert, what are you doing here? And I go, oh, I was just in the area. But it was a little bit more believable like that. But you know what I mean? And she's like, oh my God, I'm meeting your brother here for dinner. You should come join us. I go, okay.
Okay. No, I don't want to eat with you guys.
And so then we walk in, and then it takes my mom a minute to figure it out. She's like, wait, what are you doing here, really? Like, well, we're here for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was just a funny, like, mom moment. You know what I mean? Of like, what's really going on here? But then all my family, we all met up. And then, we all ate. And then we went to the Pepe Aguilar concert. And it was an interesting concert because they did the venue, but inside the venue they had like real bulls, and they were like on horses, and it was strangely cool, you know, and he brought out his daughter, who was an amazing singer. I didn't know this, but she's like Grammy award winning. She's only like 18 and she's already like winning like awards and stuff like that. She put on a killer show. And then Pepe Aguilar came out, and then right before Pepe Aguilar came on, they had a bull riding contest. So like these guys are like serious, and I was just like, this is crazy. I'm like, what other, I'm like, this makes sense for like Mexico, like this makes sense for like my culture, in a sense.
This is why they probably had to have it in Orange County, because I don't think like LA would have allowed the bulls. Like, no bulls. Okay, we're gonna go over here. Because right. That's really weird.
Yeah, but it was really cool. Like I was all about it. I was like, yeah, this guy like was on a bull for like 15 seconds, and everyone was like, oh my God, this is the greatest bull rider ever. And it's great, just to see, it made me really happy about my culture. Like I love being an American, but I'm also Mexican, and every now and then I think you need to touch base again with that part of your life. And so I was very proud, at that moment to be a Mexican, and just seeing all, by the way, seeing all the Latin women. Oh my God. But it was a cool experience, and the craziest experience was watching my nieces and nephews, you know, go through the whole thing with them, because they really don't listen to Spanish music unless it's like Selena or somebody like that. You know what I mean? But for that old school kind of like ranchera thing, it was cool. You know what I mean? And just to see it through their eyes.
That's cool. So was your mom like surprised and super happy?
Very surprised, very super happy. I didn't leave, but dude, I was drinking and I broke the seal, and I felt so bad because I don't know what your game plan is when you go to a concert. I always try to I 99% buy the seat that's next to the aisle. And I don't buy it for pretentious reasons. I don't buy it for anything other than once I break the seal, I don't want to ask anybody to like move. It's more out of consideration than anything. Because I broke the seal and I moved 3 times. And after the third time, I was like, you know what? I'm not coming back. I'm I'm putting these guys next to me, you know, in an awkward spot every time. And it's like I would come back, and then 5 minutes later, oh shit, I gotta go use the restroom again. You know, so it was a little embarrassing and a little like whatever. But then I was finally like, you know what? I'm just gonna be outside. I could still hear it, and I could still watch it on the screen. And so I kind of watched it at the end, kind of in the hallway and stuff like that. So it was all right. You know, I mean, it wasn't somebody that I'm like, oh my god, Pepe, you know, I'm dying to see him. I was like, okay, I could, you know, that was cool. That was a cool experience. I'm not like super pissed, and I didn't really see all of it in real life.
Is there somebody that you haven't seen yet that you would still want to, like, I need to go see them, or I want to really see them?
Oh yes, and I'm already trying to plan the trip with me and you, David Macias. Vegas, Lionel Richie. That's
really
yes. Oh my God, I'm like I that's a bucket list for me, man. You know, Lionel Richie's one of the all-time greats, and um he's so great that I actually made, like, on my satellite radio, my app, you can make your own radio stations because they own Pandora. So they have like a little Pandora thing where you're like, hey, just type in what you want to listen to and we'll make a station. So I'm like, Lionel Richie. So, and whenever I'm having like a long day or whatever, I throw them on for like 2-3 hours, and I'm all Lionel Richie'd out, man. I love it.
Does he have that much?
He
music?
does.
On a
but then they add more. They're like, oh, let's incorporate this, let's incorporate that, you know, because it's all algorithmed out and stuff like that. Like I get some Kenny Rogers in there, you know what I mean? Which I'm like, Lionel Richie, Kenny Rogers. I'm like, okay, you know, it's cool.
Well, technically, didn't they have a song together?
I thought they did.
Right? Don't they have a song together? Or did Lionel write a song for Kenny?
He probably wrote a song for Kenny for sure. And I, you know, Stuck on You, I always swear that it's Kenny Rogers, but it's Lionel Richie, and it's one of my favorite songs.
Maybe vice versa. Maybe Kenny wrote it, but Lionel sang it.
Yeah. I'm not too sure, but
we'll have to look into it. If anybody knows, leave a message. Slide in the DMs. This is what it was.
Yeah, this is what it was like before the internet. Of just what was it? But yeah,
we're Skyping, so I don't want to get off. Are we visual at all?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, okay.
You'll understand more when if I post it on YouTube. It just depends, because the way this works, and this is how I first started out doing stuff. You know, for all intents and purposes, me and David do this through Skype, and so Skype records us, and then it'll just put us like right next to each other, so that you're not going to get the virtual thing that like we usually do, where I can put one camera on you and then it's just you talking, and then vice versa, then put us in the virtual bar or anything like that. So it's a no frills kind of show. Only frill is us.
So when is this Lionel Vegas extravaganza supposed to be taking place?
I don't know. It's a dream of mine. Again, it's a dream. And
I thought like he's like, you know, in April of next year, Lionel's coming to Vegas.
Well, I got to see when he's coming, because usually after they're done with the, he might be there now actually, because he does one of those talent shows, right? And it's not on during football season. So after football season is when the talent show comes on. And so right now he's gonna probably start doing residencies and stuff like that. I got to check it out. But I just paid off my first mortgage a couple days ago on my house, and so I'm learning how to juggle money. Yeah. You know, I'm like, okay, I have money. No, I don't have it. What? Now how do I put it back in this account and put it, it's now the actual nuts and bolts of distributing my money in it where it needs to go. Um and because I had it all sitting and waiting for this first payment, so I was
Yeah.
able to kind of build everything. But now that it's gone, it's like, okay, I had like a month and a half, 2 months for this first payment. Now I have weeks. Now it's like, okay, how do I reroute everything and do everything? So, I said it would take me till about November, December to figure out how to juggle all this. And once that happens, then I'll have a better understanding of like what my entertainment finances could look like. So that's just my brain. I wish I could be one of those people that live very in the moment of like, you know what, Lionel's in town or he's gonna be in Vegas. I have to see him. I'm gonna throw caution to the wind and I'm gonna go see it and whatever happens, type thing. Whereas
Yeah.
like now I'm such a planner of like, I'm like, okay, I'm like, this is how much money I have, in cash. This is how much money I have in this. Like, okay, now what happens if this happens? Like right now I have my car coming up that I got to go do my oil change for. And usually when they do an oil change, they find something wrong, which I'm not opposed. I'm not opposed to. I'm all about the preventative maintenance, but usually they find something wrong, and I'm like, okay, if they find something wrong, how much wrong can I afford? You know.
Yeah.
So there's all those little things that are now starting to like pop up, and
Well, I
and
mean, technically, you're saving this whole move is actually going to help save the car because you're not putting it under the strain of an hour and a half of traffic one way and an hour 45 the way back.
absolutely, David, and I've been saving so much money on gas, filling up once a week. Whoa, absolutely insane. So, yeah. So all the money that I'm saving is like, okay, that's my HOA payment. All right, that's great. So I hate to bore everyone with the the details
Yeah,
of
the
owning
mundane
a home.
things of owning gas.
Yes, it's but that's where my life is right now. I am extremely domesticated, as they would say. My days of going out to the bar are over. Although I've been like researching bars around here, kind of like waiting to like be like, okay, like this weekend will be I'll go and do one this month, one bar this month, and even then though, building the bar, your home bar, has become a treat that I had no idea about because when I lived at my other place, my little studio, I had one beer there. I'm like, okay, and I only bought like the tall cans, and I didn't have much room for
Yeah.
anything. But now I have like three different beers, in my refrigerator. I got a Coors Light, and then I got some PBRs, getting ready for the football, and then I got some mango carts. So I'm like, man, I got three different types of beer in here, plus all my liquor that I'm still stocking up on and doing all that. So it's like the home bar is kind of, I can't beat the price of my home bar. The
Yeah.
only thing that it's lacking is just people. That's it. You know.
You know, I almost hit you up because I thought that because I was working the NFL kickoff, I thought I was going to be at the stadium and not Long Beach. So I was going to be like, hey, dude, did I crash at your place one night? Just
Yeah. Yeah. I would have been like, hell yeah.
yeah, but it turned out that I was going to be going to Long Beach, not Inglewood. So
Yeah.
big diff, big diff.
Yeah, but I love the fact now that that I live here, like I am now a destination. It's like, well, I'm gonna be in SoFi. I might as well visit Albert, you
Yeah.
know. So I do kind of like that. Yeah.
Have you found like a mom and pop that that you've explored? Like, oh, you know what? I want to try that place.
There is a place that I do want to try. Um, and it's a mom and pop like burger stand, but they're open 24 hours. And because when I lived in West Covina, California, I had places for certain things. I'm like, okay, I get my carne asada fries at Albert number 2. I get my chile verde at Manny's or Peter's El Loco. I get my burgers at Peter's El Loco. I get my sushi from this place, but this place has a little bit more Mexican food. They have carne asada fries. They have all the Mexican stuff that I kind of like, that I've seen, and it's about 8 minutes away, but it's by the stadium, so I can't go there during like Sundays or Thursdays during NFL days.
Is it on the corner?
It's right. I know it's right by a hotel.
Okay, so it's not like right there on a corner, right? Where you have to like go behind it to park type of thing.
Right. It's called like Milo or something like that.
Because when I was working the Super Bowl, like we would travel, and it was somewhere that I found or that we saw, and I was like, oh shit, like I'm sure that has to be good because it survived the pandemic. It's fucking open 24 hours. It's been here forever. It's one of those places like everybody goes to.
It might be the same place.
It's good because I'm thinking it might be, but we'll see. Oh man, so like at one point during work, they give you like the I felt like the guy at the airport like doing the thing with the the lights.
Yeah.
I was keeping people down, like go. My arms and like shoulders are sore. I'm like, I never have to rotate my arm like this. What the fuck? But it like I said, it made a lot of contacts for me. Actually, there was a lot of people who were like, "Dude, you guys were awesome. If I get any work, I'm gonna call you guys." I'm like, "Sure, do it."
That's all you want, Right now, I'm looking up the name, but right now I'm just looking up the name of the place so I could. But I'm pretty sure we're both talking about the same place around. What is it?
I just don't know where you're at directly, so it may not be the same place I'm thinking of.
I think it is because this one's open 24 hours, and there's not many places around here that are open 24 hours, and it's right by the stadium. That's why I'm just having to go through that. But so something that I've been into, and I wanted to get your take on this, is that I have been loving my TV, but I've been watching TV with headphones on as to not disturb my neighbors.
Okay.
And it is a game changer because not only can you actually hear everything, because like when I watch TV, the way they make flat screens is the speakers are at the bottom and then they go down to the floor, and you can lose like a lot of dialogue through there. But once you put the headphones on, and my headphones that I have are I got them purely by accident, but they have volume knobs for each side. So like I EQ'd my right and my left personally, so that when I'm listening to it, each side is getting just the right amount of volume. And I love it because I don't feel bad turning up the volume because I know no one else is going to hear it other than me. When you get on those like kind of late night ragers, and you're just drinking, having a good time. You don't want the party to end, and you're like watching TV or watching music videos. I'm a music video guy. So, so I wanted to get your take and see if you've done that or you'd be interested in something like that.
Well, I've done it like not like a headphones, just my earbuds. Um, yeah, for the same reason. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna kind of keep things quiet. It's cool. It's enjoyable. It does make sure that you do get everything, but I don't know. I've been thinking about investing into like those noise canceling headphones. So I've been contemplating whether I should get some because I really do. Since I travel when I'm on an airplane and stuff, I'd rather not hear anybody else.
I
So
totally get you.
yeah, but yeah, I mean, I great for you. I laugh at those. Have you seen those like quiet raves or where everybody has headphones, you see them dancing?
Yeah. Yeah, I've always wanted to go to one of those or something, and just test it out.
Yeah.
And then you could do like on those, you could do different channels too, at those quiet raves, and you can
Really?
like listen to another DJ and stuff. So, I think that this is gonna be like a new thing. It probably already is a new thing. You know me, I'm the very last person to get on the trend of something, and
Yeah.
this should be a trend. But let us know if you listen to TV or watch TV with headphones on, or if you decide to do that and try it and give us your thoughts whether you like it or not. So one of the things I've been watching and testing this out was I saw the new Elvis movie. Have you seen that?
I have not. I've heard good things, and then I saw somebody who said like it was horrible, and I was just like, "Ooh, okay." That was like the first negative review I saw.
It was good. I really enjoyed it. I like the fact that they told it from another perspective, not from Elvis's, but from Colonel Parker's perspective. And it was, and then, it wasn't shot like an old school movie. It was shot very new, where it was like five movies all in one. It was very stylistic, and they weren't opposed to like remixing him, and it felt very modern. It felt very cool. It made Elvis kind of back to being a name again, in my opinion.
But see, here's my thing: is I was never so much of an Elvis fan where this movie made me go, I need to watch it. You know what I mean? I heard good things, but it's not on my need to watch list. Um, I just give it a shot. I give it a shot. Like there's a couple movies that I go I want to watch and I still haven't seen because it's like do I have the time to dedicate like 2.5 hours to this movie? You know, like I just saw Jurassic World Dominion and
How was that?
it was it tried too hard to incorporate the entire fan base. The CG wasn't so much off as the acting was to the CG.
Mm.
Like if you really pay attention, you kind of notice that they're off. They're not like it's like they weren't looking where they should have been looking at the time.
Right.
So I don't know if that's a directing situation or what, but it was just it didn't. I don't know. It missed, and like I said, it tried very hard to fit in a lot of action while incorporating the original cast, and it was a miss for me. I mean, was some of it entertaining as far as like dinosaurs and stuff? Sure, who doesn't like the idea of dinosaurs? It's like watching Transformers. It was like it wasn't a great movie, but it was fucking entertaining because it's giant robots blowing shit up. But can I recommend Dominion? No, I can't do it. I can't go. This is something you need to watch. If you're not a huge Jurassic Park fan, like whatever. You have some time because it's almost 3 hours long. It's a long movie.
Right. Which is why I love streaming, because I just saw the new Love and Thor movie with this little known actress named Natalie Portman. She's gonna be big. Mark my words. And it was a long movie, but there were times where I had to pause it and run to the restroom.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing. I love this.
You didn't have this before. So would you recommend Thor: Love and Thunder?
I would. Chris Hemsworth was meant to be Thor. Just the way he plays him, very nonchalant, very, kind of bimbo-ish, but like, I don't know, he's likable.
Yeah, he's like conceited but humble at the same time.
Yeah.
It just works, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to watch it. I'm kind of interested in the new Pinocchio movie, only because maybe more because it's Tom Hanks. But the new Pinocchio movie's out as well. I just also watched. Did we talk about Samaritan the last time?
I
think I brought it up, but I hadn't watched it yet. I would like you to watch Samaritan and let me know your take on it.
And what's Samaritan about? Give a quick brief synopsis.
So it has Sylvester Stallone, and he plays a old superhero. Like he was an old superhero back in the day, but he kind of disappeared, and there was always that like, where is he? Is he dead? Type of thing. And then this kid who was a big fan figures out who that guy is, and he kind of like stops a gang war type of thing, or he gets kind of caught up in some gang shit. Not like Bloods, Crips gangs, but like movies, like people wanting to take over the entire city gangs. Like very very comic book,
right?
Villain gang.
It's on Amazon. I saw that.
Amazon Prime, yes. Could it have been better? Yes. It could have actually been really, really good. But I get why it wasn't, because it's like, I don't think they wanted to put the time and effort into writing, like really getting dark with it. But it's entertaining, and it was kind of like a likable movie. Did I want more out of it? Yes. But I would like to get your opinion on it and kind of see if you agree with what I'm saying.
Yeah, I did see that. And I remember you saying something about it, because I've been on Amazon Prime and I've been watching the new Lord of the Rings, and I rarely do this. I rarely watch something weekly. I'll wait until all the episodes pass and then just binge it, and just have like set aside a day and just watch it. But I was so curious, I'm a Lord of the Rings fan, and I was like, I gotta watch this. All right, screw it. So, I started watching and I'm hooked. I love it. And now I'm like, I know it comes out every Friday, and I'm like, oh man, my Fridays are so busy, and I'm like, it's for Saturday, Saturday afternoon or after the show, And
Yeah.
so, really good. And, it's on Amazon Prime, so I could probably, hit that and then watch Samaritan right after. But Amazon, you know what? At first they were a joke, as a streaming service. It was like, oh, and at least I got Amazon. What am I going to do with that? But, they're actually now taking it serious, and they're actually producing some content. And they what?
They have the money for it.
Right. And most importantly, and this is what was funny, was Thursday night was such a hilarious misguide, because they're like, hey, welcome to Thursday Night Football, and we're gonna be, showing the Rams and stuff, and I bet you everybody forgot Thursday Night Football doesn't exist anymore unless you stream it on Amazon starting this week.
Yeah.
But everybody forgot. They're like, oh, we're gonna watch Thursday Night Football, and it's so funny because Thursday Night Football has been like a big joke of like, oh, it's always just these random games, and they always kind of suck. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like Monday Night Football. Like Monday Night Football is like, you rarely ever get a good matchup. But when there is a good matchup, you're like, oh my God, that was a good matchup. But so I thought that was funny. So if you don't have Amazon Prime, uh, and you're a football fan, this week is Chiefs Chargers Thursday night. So I'm like, oh, I gotta be watching it.
Yeah, but you'll be at work.
No. One Thursday night out of the month I work. So yeah, so I'll be sure to come home and what's great is Thursday night football and then Friday I go in late so I can like party up a little bit. Not that much, but a little bit. And still wake up in the morning and then or in the afternoon and then go to work.
Yeah, all right, that's good.
Yeah, kind of fun stuff happening. I wrote down a bunch of topics too, so let's see if I covered all of them. I've been doing good. I've been like, oh, I need to write this down. I need to write this down.
I
Oh,
haven't. I've been kind of all over the place. Like I said, just trying to figure some shit out. So
yeah. Oh, okay. I pretty much covered everything except for two topics, and one of them is the bar the best place for AC? Since it was hot, like I would imagine the bars would be packed because they're like, we'll just drink beer in a very cool bar, literally and figuratively.
I mean, I enjoy walking in after being outside, so I can give you that. But I'll tell you this: I was walking to work and somebody had opened the door to the movie theater, and dude, I felt the AC to a point where I almost like I want to call off work and just fucking watch a movie just so I get the air conditioning. So I'm gonna quit the movie theater is better than the bar.
Okay.
Depending on the movie theater, you can still get alcohol, but oh my god, dude, it felt so refreshing. It was like ridiculous. But the bar does stay cool, and then people get all like, and then there's like 40 people in the bar. They're like, it's hot in here. There's how many people are here?
Yeah. Close you two. We all turn into our fathers. Leave the door closed. Hurry up and get out.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, Greg has good man. Like you threw away the door stopper because of it. It's like it's hot in here. Well, close the door.
Yeah. And speaking of movies, I did see a movie that I thought I had to see. Living here in Inglewood, I was like, I have to see The Wood. I was like, this is a rite of passage for anyone that lives here. A classic 1999 film, starring Omar Epps, Taye Diggs, and yeah, I saw it.
How old were you in '99?
I was 20.
I was 19. Jeez Christ.
Yeah, yeah, and I was 18 or 19 or 20 when I was 19 or 20.
Now it's funny because now when I'm checking IDs, I got people who are coming in who are fucking born '99. I'm like, oh my god, like I was like, I could be your father. It's horrible.
You probably are. Anyway, but
Fuck you.
uh, but but have you seen The Wood? I never seen The Wood before in my entire life.
Honestly, no, I have not seen The Wood.
What?
I have not watched The Wood.
I'm not saying this because I live here or anything. There's no homering going on. But what a joy it was. It was a really cool film about somebody's going to get married and they're just reminiscing about the old days. So it's a lot of flashbacks of themselves as kids and just growing up, talking to girls and stuff like that.
Wait, was there a scene where he's fingering the girl?
Yes.
See, I had that confused with another movie, so I have seen The Wood.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he's gonna get married, and right.
Yeah, yeah.
And then that song by Ahem comes, back in the day is featured in that song. Like back in the day when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. Good, great soundtrack too. Really great soundtrack of me just listening. I'm like, oh man, I remember that song. I remember that song.
That's because
Um,
better back then.
and
The old person to be talking. Music was better back in my day.
I know. Stop it. Stop. Don't be that guy, David. Don't be that guy.
I'm
Uh,
becoming the guy. I'm becoming the guy. So there's these young girls that were at the bar. They were like, "Do you know any good '80s songs?" They're like, "What the fuck?" They're like, "I like," and they're like, "I want to go to an '80s club." And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "Oh, I love music." I go, "Here's the problem. You could go to an '80s club, but you're like 24. All you're gonna see there are people my age. So that's where it gets kind of creepy. Like most people your age aren't listening to '80s music unless your parents just shoved it down your throat.
exactly.
As a parent, if you were a parent, would you do that? Would you shove music down your kids' throats, or would
Oh
you kind
yeah.
of let them do their own thing?
Oh no. Here's the thing. I'm gonna traumatize them with music. Okay, to the point where my dad traumatized me. Every morning at 6 a.m. he'd play Pepe Aguilar or somebody, someone on Chet and be like, everybody wake up, time to fucking do chores, time to do housework. So anytime I listen to that stuff, it just reminds me of like, fuck, what do I gotta do the lawn today? Do I gotta clean the pool? You know what I mean? But now when I listen to it, I think about waking up and doing those chores and stuff like that. So when you're young, you hate it, but later on,
It's just
nostalgia, you
yeah.
know, that nostalgia is such a drug. So now when I hear a song, it'll take me back and it's very much like the Marine Corps, and I tell people this. When you're in the Marine Corps, you fucking hate the Marine Corps. But when you're out and you look back, you're like, oh, those are fucking great times. You know what I mean? When they weren't, when really they weren't. You're just
They were shitty. They were shitty then. They're shitty now. I just
you're just happy that you're not in there anymore, and it's now grown fond. So yeah, I would have told those girls that I think what they should do is go to an 80s club with their parents. Like party with your parents there. I think that would be a kind of a cool thing. I don't know. That's just what I would. But my if I had kids, they would have such a plethora of music knowledge that they didn't know that they would know that they had. Because I listen to everything. I'd make sure that they listen to Radiohead and The Cure. I throw in some Morrissey in there. Um,
ooh,
some new stuff. What else?
a vegan Nazi that he is.
Yeah, but I'd make sure that they, Cake. I'd make sure that they listen to some Spanish rock. I'd give them a very wide knowledge. I'm getting into country, even though country music isn't what I think country music is, because it's now all pop and stuff like that. It's not like Hank Williams or anything like that, which I think is country. But I'd give them a selection of everything and just make sure that their palate was well versed in
Yeah,
music.
I got you.
But going back to the Wood really quick, they filmed the scene like just down this block from me, and the liquor store that they would go into. I live by that liquor store. I live a block away, and I was like, oh my god, like I know that liquor store. I'm like, I live next to a movie location.
Well, you did over here in West Covina.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
Burger. You were right there. You get your chili verde from there.
Yeah, man. Well, the best chili verde in the planet, I personally think, and their nachos. Their nachos were good. I would get that's one thing I'm gonna miss. Football season is upon us. Sports. Let's just get to sports.
Oh, it's Segway.
Segway. which is really a food segue too, because sports and food go hand in hand.
They go hand in
And,
hand. They do go hand in hand.
yeah, and so I would, for the first couple weeks of football season, when everyone's all green eyed and thinking their team is going to make it to the Super Bowl, I would go in right before the Charger game, and I'd get their El Loco nachos, and the meat I'd put would always be carnitas, and I just sit there for 3 hours just stuffing my face with nachos and drinking beer. But the one thing that always got me with El Loco and their Loco nachos was, I was like, these nachos are not loco enough. Like they're just nachos. I'm like, what makes them loco? I'm like, they need to do something to make them loco, and I had no idea what that is. But I was like, these are just nachos. But whatever, they were still delicious. Don't get me wrong.
It's false advertising. They're just nachos, not local.
Exactly. That was my mind. But I don't have that. But gearing up towards football season, unless football season already started with you guys and the Rams.
Who knows? Maybe the new that place you look, they have a Mexican. You can get some nachos there. Maybe your go-to nacho place now.
It's true. You're absolutely right. I just try to stay away from that place during football season on a Sunday, because it's going to get, the traffic around there is a mess, and yeah, I'm not trying to have any of that. So yeah, but I already have my whole entire game day planned out for tomorrow, and I'm starting off with steak and eggs. Okay, I got a steak that, of course, I got a steak some steaks that I froze for a while, and I'm like, okay, it's time to get the freezer burn off this one, and it's thawing out as we speak, and I'm like, okay, I got 2 eggs left, so I'm like, I'll have that. And
what do you steak with?
What do you mean? But steak, just by itself.
You don't put salt, pepper, anything?
Maybe pepper. That's about it.
Really?
Yeah.
That is interesting.
Yeah, that's it.
Really? Wow.
I'm basic. I'm like,
how do you cook it? You cook it to what level?
Well, here's the other part. Is usually I would put it in an oven or something like that, but my oven I can't figure out here. So my oven that I have is a gas oven, and they have 3 knobs, but all the knobs, like all the numbers, where it says broil or 180 degrees, 30 minutes, all that is taken off. So they're just knobs. You have no idea what any knob does. And I know what you're gonna say. Look online. Guess what? I did, and this is an old version, and that I can't find the user guide to. So but usually I put a steak in the oven and I oven the steak. But tomorrow I'm just gonna throw it on a pan and see what happens.
I gotta come teach you how to cook a steak.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have your way, I have my way. You know what I mean? As long as it's edible, I'm down.
Your way is not a way.
It's a way. It's a way in my book.
Okay, so if you were at a restaurant, how would you order the steak?
Medium well.
Okay, so you like it more on the well side. Okay.
Yeah. I'm a char man. So, but when I cook a steak, I just look at it and say, I think it's done, and then I just eat it. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm like, it's good. So yeah, then for lunch, I'm gonna have some carne asada that I got, and that's it. And then
very protein the Sunday coming up here, buddy.
Yeah, man. And then then for dinner I might go out and get something to eat before the football game. I've yet to really eat out, so I might that day. I don't know. It depends if I have some extra carne asada left over or whatever. I just might roll that carne asada over.
Do you at least have some fucking tortillas and some
Yeah,
cheese?
I got some tortillas. I bought this green chili that I've been using for my Taco Tuesdays that I've been doing. So yeah, yeah, and then I have beer and liquor that I'm just gonna be just shoving down my throat, and it's gonna be great. And that's my Sunday.
Awesome,
And then
awesome.
yeah, and then Monday I'm gonna wake up like, oh my god, I gotta go to work. Why did I do that?
I'm supposed to go to downtown LA tomorrow.
Okay,
Yeah.
for just to watch the game.
I'm meeting up with Eldwin and the guys.
Oh,
It's kind
okay.
of, it's a tradition now that we all meet up for opening day of football.
Okay, we're in downtown LA.
I think we're going to Dublin's.
Dublin's. Damn. What time?
Get there about 9:30. Get a table. Start the festivities.
I'll meet you there. No, I'm just kidding. How far is Dublin? You know what my new favorite thing is? Every time somebody says that they're going to be in LA, I'm like, how far am I from there? You know?
I don't know exactly how far you are, but I don't even know if you're closer from where you're at. If I'm closer to Dublin than you are. We'll figure it out after the show.
Yeah. Let's see. Yes, after the show. Oh, I'm just 33 minutes away. Which how many miles? Let's see how many miles I am away. It's 12 miles.
Not bad.
Yeah, it seems like I'm 30 minutes away from everything. Right here. So with traffic. And that's with traffic. So we'll see. We'll see how it just depends on tonight and
well, I feel like you have your plans. So
I do have my plan.
But no, I don't have. I mean, I don't know. Just hanging out with the guys. We figure we'll probably watch the first round of games and like halfway through the second, and then I'm like, all right, I gotta tap out. I'm not gonna go the whole way. Yeah. Like I said, it's just a tradition for us to watch the games together. We've been doing it for the last 5, 6, maybe even longer years. Because I used to work at the sports bar, and they would come for the opening day, and that just kept going after the fact. And I started the sports bar in 2010, so yeah, damn, could be like 8, 9 years. We would just watch the fucking team together. It's always like, all right, season's coming up. Where are we going?
Love it. Well, what else? I mean, other than football, let's see what else is going on in sports. And I know football tends to dominate the conversation, but
there's college football. Baseball's kind of coming to a close as far as the regular season. The Dodgers lost last night to the Miami Padres, according to the uniform. Did you see any of that?
No. Fridays is I it's tough for me to see. Actually, lately it's been tough for me to watch Dodger games because I have all these things to watch, but none of them were working, to stream it. And when that happens, sometimes I'll just listen to it on the radio. But at this point, I know the Dodgers are going to win and go on to the playoffs. So do these
playoffs?
Yeah. So do these games matter in my brain? Not really. But the storylines of if somebody gets hurt, that stuff matters. So right now I'm kind of like indifferent with the Dodgers until the playoffs come. Then I'll be like, okay, time to start watching them again. But I wanted to see if you knew anything about this. And I'm just reading the headline, which is, do you know, and this is basketball, Luka Don, I'm probably ruining his name.
Yeah. He plays for the Dallas Mavericks.
Right. Do you know he's in a legal battle with his mom over controlling his trademark?
I did not know that, and that's fucked up.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Jeez.
I'm telling you, it's weird how fucking parents just like latch on, like, oh, you're now my fucking meal ticket. You can't get rid of me, and I'm gonna take all your money. Like that was the whole Britney Spears situation, you know. It's like there's a lot of like, had you been a better parent when they were growing up, they wouldn't have got to the point where they got all fucking batshit crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy. I did not know about that. So she's saying that she owns the rights to his trademark.
yeah, something like that. I saw this earlier and I wanted to read it, but I got caught up in other stuff, and I was like, maybe David will know about this.
I
So
have, I didn't even know about that. I mean, I look at ESPN a lot, but if it's not like a headline on ESPN, it's not something I normally delve into. Uh, no, that's crazy. College football is going on right now. Do you have any update on the Notre Dame Marshall game going on right
no, not at the present moment. Um, but
now? Um,
what do you think about sports being suspended in England because of Queen,
Queen.
the crown, sir?
Yeah, they suspended EPL games, the Premier League soccer. I don't have an issue with it. I mean, it's a matter of respect.
Yeah,
If
yeah, myself as well. I'm like that's kind of cool.
leader of the, she was the leader of the country for fucking like what 70 years almost.
Yeah, that's insane.
She
Longest ruling queen.
she was 90
Yeah, and because of
longest.
that, like, uh, Bombay Gin has a picture of Queen Elizabeth. Gordon's Gin, I believe, has a picture of Queen Elizabeth, and then one more. I want to say it was Gin is has Prince Charles's, but now King Charles's endorsement on it. So they're gonna have to change the labels and put King Charles on it too. So there's gonna be some collectibles, and and it's crazy because I'm like, yeah, if you have a Bombay Gin, hold on to that because it has her thing on it, and they're gonna switch it over to King Charles, to his picture, I guess, on there.
You know they have to change the money now.
Do they?
Yes, because all the pictures on the money is Queen Elizabeth. Now they have to change it to King Charles money.
Jeez, to get all that recirculated, and what a nightmare. And
I'm sure it'll still hold its weight, but yeah, that for moving forward, they have to change the anything printed out moving forward has to be him.
not only
So
that,
we literally just went from the Queen's English to the King's English now.
yeah, but not only that, King Charles is no Sprite chicken. Okay.
No, his mom was fucking. Could you imagine being like at 50 going, never gonna be the king? Fuck. He's 73 years old.
Yeah, and is he like, I got 23 years in me, just like Ma? You know what I mean?
Right? Right? Oh man, no. Uh, I don't know. I mean, like it's like funny because like everybody in the family moved up a step.
Yeah,
Next in line. It's weird that they still have that reign. Like they're the I'm sure they're not the only ones, but there aren't a lot of king queens in this world anymore. There's very
right.
few countries that have that monarchy.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens for sure. And not only that, but this will be the first time, at least, that I get to witness, you know, the changeover of a prince becoming a king. That ceremony. They only did it once on TV with Queen Elizabeth, and that was if you owned a TV, and you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, rest in peace. It's not like you can say that she. We can go back to the Vince Scully. She died too young. She's like 20 years too young.
I know what a year, Vin, and now Queen Elizabeth. Jeez, did you know that?
And we lost Betty White right before the year started. So geez, like,
yeah,
not a good time to be 90.
Now, did you know that every Bond has served under only Queen Elizabeth?
Interesting fact. I didn't put two and two together.
Yeah, and I knew that fact way before any of this. That was just I was doing some research on James Bond a while ago, and found that fun fact out. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Serena Williams finally played her last match.
Yep, she lost in the U.S. Open. She's retired now. She had an amazing career. She most decorated female champion. Well, I think she's the most decorated champion in tennis in general. The passing of the guard, and like the Queen and King, and now King. It's everything has to come to an end. Anything that you can guarantee is death and taxes.
Well, also something that has come to an end: prohibition in Qatar. I'm not sure if you know about this, but FIFA and Qatar agree to have beer sales at the World Cup.
At the World Cup, they were not going to have it, but they warned people not to try to sneak alcohol in. And I highly recommend anybody who's going to Qatar not try to sneak alcohol in. It's not a country where you want to just say, oh, they're just going to fucking give me a ticket. No, you're going to be fucking in jail for a while. Those countries are like serious. I mean, it was the World Cup, and like going into the World Cup, like we can't sell alcohol. Like, it's the World fucking Cup, bro.
Yeah. So let your cuppeth flow over the world. I'm pretty sure that
they have a rule where you can't have sex with women in Qatar. Like you can't.
Oh, finally.
Unmarried sex. No, you can't have unmarried sex.
Okay.
So you have these soccer players who are just fucking horn dog. I mean, like, they're famous and women are gonna throw themselves at them, and you're telling me that they can't have sex with random women, or they can go to jail.
What a world we live in. What a world we live in. Anything else going on in sports that we should know about?
The Cavaliers made an amazing trade for Donovan Mitchell, the Spider. Okay. So the Cavaliers are actually a contender without LeBron James. It's crazy. It's a weird thought. The Guardians are technically in first place. They may win the Central. For me, this is all sports for me.
Yeah.
But it is sports, Other than that, I mean, basketball season hasn't started. Football season starts tomorrow. Baseball season ends like I think next January. It's just too long. Are you gonna try to catch a game before the season's over?
Dodger baseball?
Yeah.
If it happens, it happens. I'm not. I have a few of my spies that I might get offered tickets. So.
Gotcha.
If it happens, it happens. If not, I'm not too worried about it. I got other. This season wasn't the season. You know what I mean? I did too much crazy shit.
You had too much going on.
Yeah. So, but I mean, hey, if the season's not over and if someone wants to throw me a few tickets and parking passes, I'm down.
Throw us a few fazools. Venmo us at Drinks the Words by.
Yes, sir. You know what is exactly up. Last call for topics.
Topics. Queen died. Heat wave's about to end. Anything else? Anything else in my mind? I think nothing that isn't political, so I don't want to get into that. Just I think we're good.
Okay. Do I have any last second topic that I want to talk about? No, I'm pretty good too. Yeah. All right.
Forgive us again for the technical difficulties.
Yeah. Time for a quick commercial, guys. Thank you so much for joining us and being a part of the program. Really do appreciate you. As always, for more information, feel free to hit up drinkstowordsby.com. There you'll see the plethora of streaming services that we are available on. And go ahead and click that streaming service and follow us so you can never miss a show. We are on YouTube. So click that YouTube button and subscribe to us and watch us. Or just listen to us. We don't care. Just as long as the message is getting out. But if you want to see it, see it. If you want to listen to it, listen to it. We're not too particular in the way you consume us. Also,
hear us discuss, or if you want to discuss a topic with us, by all means.
Yeah, email us, drinkstowordsby@gmail.com. And of course, giving a little shout out to the Cove. As always, best place for a drink. Cannot recommend them highly enough. Go ahead and hit up the Cove at covecocktailbar.com. Final cheers, David Macias.
Final cheers. Cheers to anybody who has to work out in the heat. Cheers to the sweaty swamp ass that you're suffering, and more power to you. It's just not easy. So cheers to those who are out there working.
And I'm going to add an addendum to that cheers. Cheers to sunscreen, because I didn't use it and I am absolutely baked. I think I am medium well. So
where were you that you
I went to the beach. I went to the beach on Labor Day. On that Monday, it was just a random day, and of course, everybody had that random thought of, "Hey, it's Labor Day. Let's be at the beach." And I'm just like, "Why did I do this? This is such a not smart move."
I hate the beach.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of it.
It's crowded. It's dirty. The water's dirty. Like, if I'm gonna go to a beach, I want to be on a tropical island where we're not. You don't see a oil rig out in the distance.
Yeah, exactly. But I got to say, Malibu was pretty clean, or the Boo, as I call it. I've been going out there a lot, so yeah. I mean, it's a bit of a drive. It's like an hour drive, but it's not bad.
Jesus. Yeah. No.
Yeah. So it's a sunscreen. So that is going to wrap it up for this edition of Drinks to Words By, and we are out of here. David, kick him out.
See you, everybody. You don't work here, or fuck somebody that works here, you gotta go. Bye.
We're out of here. Later.